in the program, right? When you're putting your participants in the program, excuse me, make sure that there are not only you're putting them in the Illinois WorkNet system, you're looking at the IWDS system and making sure that information is flowing between those two systems. If you have any issues, immediately let us know. You can email me, Tammy. If it's an issue with Illinois WorkNet, put Natasha on the email. If it's another issue with IWDS, please put Jim Potts on that email. That's, if your password's not working or if it's not syncing, but we need to know that information like immediately so we can go ahead and help you out with those things. Also, these grants do not apply for the 5% waiver where you can have 5% of your clients do not have to be low income. All of these students have to be WIOA approved clients. So I just want to make sure everybody understands that. And then we're about to go over your participant number. So everybody, please make sure you know where you guys are. I cannot stress this enough. You guys are the grant managers. And so we look to you for the information. Like we wouldn't know how many people are registered in your program, excuse me, how many obtain credentials. So we really look to you guys for that information. And we look to have it as accurate as possible when we're presenting it as well. So please stay on top of that. I always tell people, even though we have the systems to keep a track of it, always keep you an Excel spreadsheet or something to the side, just in case there's ever a system glitch or anything. Make sure you keep that to the side for yourself. Is there any questions that anyone has just off of those two announcements first? Okay, and everybody on these grants, you have access to the Illinois WorkNet as well as the IWDS system. If for whatever reason you have new people that are starting, excuse me, at your agency, you need to make sure that they have both accounts. If they're working on the grant, if they're entering any services in, you need to make sure that they have their accounts as well. All right, so I want to show everybody. Can everybody see my mouse? I just want to make sure it's working. We're good to go.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So this is the IWDS system. All I did was log in, and the report, everybody should have access to it. Jim gave everyone access, but if you could log in today to make sure you have access to this report, that would help us out. If not, we're gonna just send me an email and say, hey, here's my email address, or here's my login, the username, and then I'll add Jim to it so he can add the report. But you go down to reporting menu. You go down to reporting menu off the main screen. And then one report that you can pull, just so everyone knows, if you have any questions about your clients or if you if your services are coming, if you're adding the correct services, you can always pull this grant report, which is participants by grant with services. You can also pull participant by grant without services. And when you do that, you just put in, all of these are LWIA 90 grants. You'll put in your grant number, and all you have to do is hit run report. So if you have any questions about that, the report that we need to attach to the PPR report, again, it's located under report menu, but it's here under grants. And you're going to go to the plan versus actual. Make sure it's the 1G report. That makes a difference. The initiative, you don't need to put anything here. You just start with LWIA 90. Run the report through 3/31/2019, and then you'll put in your grant number. Once you run that report, it'll pop up in another screen, and you can just save it as a PDF file. And you'll put that, like I said, behind the PPR cover sheet. So you have the PPR cover sheet and then that actual report behind it. Does anybody have any questions of how to get to it? Okay. So like I said, and then we do have the quarterly reports are due at the end of the month. You can send them in at any time. So you don't have to wait because they were, the period of time was over March 31st. So anytime, you don't have to wait till the end of the month. If you're finished with them now, you can send them in. A couple of agencies have already done that. It's better to send them in early just in case if there's any issues, I can get on the phone with you and we can work them out prior to. But if not, they are due by the 30th of this month. If you have any questions, if your finance people have any questions, you need to ask me prior to, because I have to upload those reports, on the due date, or it'll start generating late notices for you guys, and then it shuts off the cash flow, and it's just a whole big mess. So if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me prior to those dates so we can work through it. Okay, we wanted to make sure everybody understands that one. Perfect. Does anybody have any questions about Illinois WorkNet or IWDS or adding clients? Is there anything you guys are unsure about? I did send the slideshow out that Natasha put together. So please use that when you're working with clients. It tells you, it goes step by step of how to enroll someone into your program. All right, I take silence as everybody's good to go.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, so we're just gonna do some agency check-in really quickly. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen because I'm gonna pull up a report.
And then Tara, there were a few questions that came out. So after we do the agency check-in, I can stop the recording and then provide the demo of how to do a couple things, just so we can use actual production data without, sharing it in the recording.
Perfect. Did anyone join us from Skills or BCS? Okay. All right, Asian Human Services, you want to give us an update? Let us know how things are going and how many clients you have in the program.
Good morning. We are on the number around 10, and we are doing extensive outreach and enrolling clients for the class of the end of the April.
Awesome. You have 10. And then do you have any more that I have that 5 were waiting. Is that still the case?
Yes, we have somebody who is still waiting. They have to submit some documents and we will certify them.
Okay, so what will be the total number you have once they're in the program too?
We are planning about 12 or 13.
12 or 13.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have 3 waiting.
Yeah.
And you have 10 that are actually certified?
Yes, I'm sorry, I'm from home and I don't have right now access to see, but if my staff is on the line, I think so. Mallory, can you give her update with the clients, please?
We have 7 registrants currently, 4 are in training, and then we have 4 who are inquirents that are pending certification.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Have you run into any issues or do you need any assistance with anything? How is it going overall?
So far, it's okay. Today we have a workshop with the clients and we are preparing them for next class.
Okay.
Hello?
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, it was some noise and I didn't want to capture
okay.
what I told.
Perfect. And then we just want to make sure you're good to go in both of the systems, Illinois WorkNet and IWDS?
Yes, we are doing parallel.
Okay, perfect. The next group, BCS?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, yep, we can.
Oh, perfect. So currently we had 23 that were enrolled in the first cohort. That was 14 out of St. Sabina. Actually 24, sorry. So 14 out of St. Sabina and then 10 out of the west side.
Perfect. And are you guys having any issues? Are you good to go?
I mean, we had a hiccup with Illinois WorkNet and IWDS, but we got that addressed. So we're just trying to work through that so that's not an issue for the next cohort, where we enroll them first in Illinois WorkNet and then certify them in IWDS.
Perfect. Do you see all your clients in the system in Illinois WorkNet?
Yes, we had 3 that were having issues. We had a new staff out in St. Sabina, and I was able to get them entered this past Friday. So they're all in.
Awesome. Okay.
So then the boot camps were completed. 16 received the credential, their forklift. 16 of them are going to be placed in internships. And then 7 so far are going to be doing the welding track at Daly.
Okay. And then for the ones that didn't pass, so you said 16 received it. For the ones that didn't pass, are they going to get another chance to take it?
We're going to try with the second cohort. Of the ones that did not, they just didn't have experience driving and almost did some damage with a forklift.
Okay. And that's just not just for you, Eddie, but anybody, guys, with these grants, when you're testing your clients on anything, you have to give them multiple chances to pass.
Right.
So I just want to make sure all agencies know that. If you have any issues, if the partners that you're working with say they can't retest them or something like that, you got to let us know, because we really got to advocate for those students to be able to test multiple times. Just so that we like to see, however many people you have in the program, we like to see that they've had at least 2 to 3 times to take any type. It doesn't matter if it's the OSHA 10, the CPR, the forklifting, any of your other industry recognized credentials. We like to see multiple chances for that, because our goal is that, you know, if you look at an agency like BCS, if they don't get their forklift certification, at least they got the certification, if they don't get their welding certification, at least they got a certification in forklifting or something like that. So where they're leaving the program with something. And so we just want to make sure that everybody has that opportunity and multiple chances to obtain that. So if you have any questions about that, please let me and Tammy know immediately, because like I said, we have to have that in the program.
Sounds good.
Okay. Awesome. Forklift 16 with forklift credentials. Awesome. And you've already uploaded the credentials in IWDS?
The staff are working on doing that as we speak. We got them on Friday.
Perfect. The one thing I would say, you know, the issue that we're currently having with the with this grant. So just to bring everybody up to speed, when you're putting credentials into IWDS, I would first type it out in like a Word document and copy and paste it for each of those students that have obtained that particular credential. Because if it's not exactly how it is for each client, it's going to put them and say that they have different credentials. So we want to make sure that you're putting the exact same name. So if it's, you know, I'm trying to think what the forklift is, but it's, oh God, help me out. I forget what the real name of it is, but let's just say it's called forklift. You want to make sure it's forklift, and then for each client that obtained that, you want to make sure it's written out the same exact way.
So that's the Powered Industrial Truck Operator Safety Permit.
Perfect. So put that in a Word document and copy and paste and just slap it in there for all 16. That way it comes over. When you do it, Eddie, can you let us know? That way we can check in the system, and then I'll run the report just to make sure it's coming over.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Awesome. Okay. All right, Erie, do you have an update for us? I think you guys may have an update next week for us, but just in case.
Yeah, we're starting to make appointments to do the to start doing the tape testing. So we're starting to make orientation appointments. So far so good.
Perfect. And Patricia, make sure you talk to Melissa. We're going to wait on an update next week from you guys too.
Okay. And I'll have to I might need your help too with the quarterly report, because the lady that did it last time, she left. So
Well, oh God. Yeah, you want to call me today after these calls?
Yeah, probably. Let me I'm going to meet with Melissa when we're done, and then I'll let you know, and I'll call you and we can see what we can work on.
But tell Melissa, you really, honestly, you need the one that was submitted last time.
Okay, I have it.
Work off of that one, because really you can change the date.
Okay.
Update the information. And,
okay.
and the new report I just showed you how to run, you just run that report and attach it to your PPR. But please,
okay.
I mean, since that person has left your agency and now it's on you, please contact me before, like, honestly, sometime this week, because we're going to have to go we'll have to go over that and just make sure it's submitted correctly.
Okay, I do have the old one. I do have the first one. So yeah, I'll review that with her, and then I'll talk to you, and then you can tell me to make sure that I have it formatted correctly.
Yeah, and then your finance person should be doing all of the PFR and the screenshots that we need out of the GRS.
Yeah, I will. I've emailed her, so she's gonna look at that too.
Okay, perfect, awesome.
Hello, Natasha. Hello, Patricia. Hi, guys. This is America from Erie Neighborhood House. And our fiscal person here, who used to do the vouchers themselves and the reporting for the fiscal portion, has also left. Her last day was Friday. So I'll be taking over any kind of reporting. So I'll touch base with Patricia to see what is needed for the due date.
Yeah, so maybe all of 3 of us can get on a call this week. But yeah, get the one that was submitted last time just so you know what information you need, and then we can work off of that. But if you guys could set something up with me this week, because we really got to get that going.
That sounds like
okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Metropolitan?
Hi, we have 19 in the construction pathway. We had we had a little bit of a challenge with the order of the input, but I think we're working through that with Jonathan, their new coordinator.
Okay. Is it are you using the slideshow that we sent out last week?
No, I'll have to look for it. I'm not gonna lie. Is it next to the recorded?
Natasha's going to it right now.
Yeah, because I listened to the recording from last week over again. Okay.
And that's for anybody. If there's ever a time where you're not sure about something, please first go to the videos, excuse me, and then the resource page will have any printouts or handouts or anything on there for you.
Okay. All right. Okay. That part I can.
Are all 19 showing up in Illinois WorkNet and IWDS?
18. One more needs to be added. That was the young man that I think I accidentally put him into 1A instead of 1Y.
I think they fixed it for you. Double check.
Okay.
Because I think they fixed that for you. And just send us an email that says, hey, or send us a screenshot that shows you're 19 in Illinois WorkNet and IWDS, just so we know that everything's good to go and that the systems are, speaking to each other.
Okay.
And hey, I just realized I was muted too.
No, you're fine.
Are you can you see my screen or no? Hold on.
Yeah.
You can see it? Okay, because it doesn't look like, okay. The other thing too that I want to show you is that we have a whole area for this specifically. So I mean, if you wanted, you can always get it from the resource page, from the archived webinars. Just know that from Illinois WorkNet side, on the individual side, we have an area, really for the individuals. And so I'm not going to go through all these different areas, but there's a step 3 is apply for the program. And so they can get the link to the intake form or the application. And then the PowerPoint is right here as well.
Okay. OAI.
Hi, this is Don.
Hey.
We have 13 that are in process. We're in the process of certifying them and getting their ISSs and then putting them through the forklift program.
Is it 13 in school or out of school?
These are the in-school youth.
Okay. And is it 0 for out of school right now?
Yes, that
Okay.
program will start till June.
Okay, perfect. Any, are you having any issues with your grants or anything like that?
Not to this point.
All right.
I do have, hi, this is Sue. I do have a question. I'm kind of looking over Illinois WorkNet and I'm noticing that they're not syncing as far as the certifications. They're all certified in IWDS, but Illinois WorkNet, I don't believe, is picking that up.
Let's see.
For which group?
This is OAI.
Oh.
OAI?
Once I hit the submit intake form to IWDS, or that I've collected all the eligibility documents and I submit it, it gives me that it failed and didn't sync.
Okay. Let me just go.
That's the same problem that we're having, and I think it's because we entered them in IWDS and certified them in IWDS prior to the information going into Illinois WorkNet.
Okay, yeah, I did enter them into IWDS first.
Yeah, so we got to make sure you're doing those applications. So everybody, please start in Illinois WorkNet. Use the link that's on the slideshow, because in not doing that, it kind of throws a little glitch.
I'm gonna look at your customer list. So give me I have them on my other screen. So give me the last name of one person that you know.
Ash Benford.
Did anyone from Skills join the call? Just want to make sure. Okay. And then while we're doing that, I just want to make sure that everyone submitted the provider list. That's the information we needed, where it says your agency and then any partners that you have that's providing services for your client. If you did not submit that, please send me an email today and say, hey, we didn't submit it. Here it is right here. Because I want to make sure that everyone is set up in IWDS to add providers and add themselves once you're rendering services to your client. So if you didn't do that, please send me something quick that says, we'll get it done today, so that we can move on from that.
Hey, so this is for OAI.
Uh-huh.
And the last name is Benford?
Yes.
B-E-N?
Benford Ash, or Ash Benford. The last name is Ash, A-S-H.
I have an Ash, but the first name's not Benford.
No, it's Davion. I thought his name was hyphenated. His last name is Benford Ash. But his first name is Davion.
Looks like I'm assuming it's because I'm not going to put this over on the other screen, but it looks like you need to answer the question, are you registered for selective service, yes or no? And if yes, then it needs to include the selective service number. We needed to give a better description of why it failed, but those are up in the review WIOA eligibility and collect documentation section.
So for the selective service, that has to be checked off somewhere in Illinois WorkNet?
Yes. Let me just kind of move this over here. You got everything pretty much covered up. If they're not, register them. If they are, you have to include the selective service number because that populates IWDS. So I'll have Cody mark that as like, you know, red so that it's.
Can you, maybe I can call later, but direct me into where that would be checked off? I don't.
It's and their suitability. It looks like the other stuff has been. It's the same place that you do this. You know, you're supposed to review employment goals, select a training program, and then you can either choose to send it or not. But it's in this section right above it that you're supposed to, you know, that's what you use to go through all of their barriers and identify the eligibility or the documentation that is required for completing eligibility, certifying the person in IWDS. And this person falls in the category of needing a selective service number in order to be certified in IWDS.
So you said it's under section 1, I guess, the review employment goals?
No, can you see my screen? There's this is 1.
Oh, I apologize. I was on my screen.
2.
It's under 2 with eligibility.
It's the area where you look at all their, you know, challenges and figure out what documentation is needed to certify the person in IWDS.
Okay, so maybe that's.
Hey, Natasha, this is Eddie. So I have a similar situation, but it's with a young lady. So she obviously doesn't need a selective service number, but it's the same situation. I've gotten the same error message.
What's the last name? Hold on a second. Let me clear out my stuff here. What's the last name of that person?
Pigram, Pigram.
Okay, got it. School. Hit this submit button. I don't see anything just like off the top of my head why this one would, you know, just fail. Let me have Cody look at that one because I don't just like right off. There's no like glaring, you know, red flags as to why this one wouldn't go in. So I'll just have to send this one to Cody because I don't see anything glaring. All right. Anybody else? Okay, Tara, I think you can move on to whoever the next.
Perfect. Peoria Public Schools?
Yes, this is Sarah Chapman reporting on the construction pathway. We have 12 that are certified, and so once we get them all in, start adding their ISS career plans and career goals, we'll be post-testing them on their TABE here before the end of the year. These are all in-school youth who are getting ready to graduate mid-May, so it's coming up quick.
Yeah, so you guys enrolled them like now?
Well, they've been enrolled in our school since last August.
Okay, so these are individuals that already haven't. Of the 12 that are certified, are these the people that you're saying they're gonna test next month? They're gonna graduate next month?
They're gonna post-test. They've already been pre-tested.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was like, wait. Okay. So they've already been posted. They're already certified, and their ISS and everything is entered for the people that are testing next month.
They will all be certified, and then I'm going to be learning how to put in all the ISS plans. I have everything in paper in the file. I just need to put it into Illinois WorkNet.
Okay. Okay. And then they'll be post-tested by July 1 so that they stay with that. Okay. And then these are seniors, right? So all 12 of these are leaving?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And then we'll have our second cohort starting in August for the 2019-2020 school year.
Okay. We have 12. So we have 13. Okay, perfect. And then, so send us do you know when you guys will have all that updated in the system? I just want to make sure that what you're entering is coming over to Illinois WorkNet. Oh, sure. Yeah, we're working with CareerLink. We're waiting on paperwork from one final student, but 11 should already be in there and be certified. So you can let me know if you're seeing those, I guess. No, I'm saying as far as the ISS and stuff like that for the 11. Oh, yeah. None of that is in yet. I need to do that. And you want me to send you an email when that's done? Yeah, if you guys, do you think you'll have it done by the end of the week, or? I can definitely start doing that for the ones that are already in there. Perfect. Okay. I just want to make sure, and then just send us something that says, hey, updated it, and then I'll just make sure that it's coming over and we see them in the system. When you log into Illinois WorkNet, I'm doing it in Illinois WorkNet, and it will automatically sync to IWDS, or do you want me to do my work in IWDS? When you're adding the services, so anytime you guys are adding case management, transportation, ISS, those things, when you're opening and closing services, all that is done in IWDS. Okay. And then it transfers over to Illinois WorkNet. But when you're just putting in case notes and things like that, you can use Illinois WorkNet for that. IWDS is only, go ahead.
Just to clarify too, though, when they're doing the career plan, it's like the purpose of the career plan is like literally planning. And so it's available to your customers. And the whole point of that is so that they can see the progress that they're making. They know what the plan steps are, and they have access to it. And so, you know, it's important to do the plan, and which is the actual ISS and Illinois WorkNet. And then as you put the actuals of what you're doing, like, so your very first one is going to be your ISS, because, you know, you put together the plan with your customer. And then once you start putting in your services in IWDS, then they will sync. So then you just have to keep putting their actuals, you know, what's been done in IWDS, and it'll sync up with the plan services that you already have, and add in other stuff as well, whatever you're doing in IWDS. Yeah, that helps. Yeah, I was just confused which system to use for what. So I'll definitely make sure I do all that in IWDS. Yeah, think of it as Illinois WorkNet is supposed to be like your communication tool, a communication tool, you know, between people that don't have access to IWDS and your customer. And then IWDS is the reporting system, so all the actuals have to go in IWDS.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And then I just wanted to double check, is anybody from Skills on the call? Okay. Perfect. Does anybody have any other questions? Does this spark any other things you're thinking about while we're on the call? Okay. If you have any issues, please, like I said, email us or call us and let us know. The quarterly reports is the next hurdle that we have to go through. So please call or email me so we can go ahead and get started on those. Tammy, do you have any? Oh, go ahead.
And then I do have one thing that I wanted to show, because there was a question, I had a phone call about it. And so I would like to be able to, I'm just going to stop the recording part of it for the moment, or pause it. Hold on, let me figure out how to get there. Pause recording.